Action!
Disgust me. Grow up.
Hello folks, we're back. Episode 5 of What's the Script? How you doing, Chris?
Aye, all is well, all is well.
Aye, good to hear it. This is a Monday afternoon, a wee bit later than usual, because life doesn't stop people for MD, especially no me. You know what I mean? And I think Chris was a wee bit rough yesterday anyway, so I think he was glad to be fucking guy and a half.
Aye, if the audio's good, you might still be able to hear it.
Oh, really?
Aye. You can't go drinking one another sick.
I don't know why I asked. Fuck it. So if you've been up to speed with the socials, you'll realise what film we're doing. And if you still can't remember, just need to check out my man's t-shirt there. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. I was going to get one printed off saying detonators. The most frequently fucking used word in this whole movie. And we are talking about the Christmas classic. We've done a poll. Thanks everybody that voted it as a Christmas film. Die Hard, the original 1988. Fucking brilliant film. Absolutely, but one we've seen probably 100 times each between us, haven't we?
Aye, easily, man, easily. Aye, but it's actually no an original. This is technically a sequel.
Go on.
This is the doozy. Frank Sinatra played this part in a film called The Detective. And see, because of his contract, he had to be offered to reprise the role before they made this. Even at the age of 73. Wow.
I wonder about you and Frank Sinatra. That's 2 weeks in a row. You must have a fucking thesaurus of Sinatras. Sinatraisms.
We need to get the man back out there. This is his comeback.
I know, you just imagine him in Die Hard, but after he killed somebody with a knife. How did you kill him? It's a sharp knife.
I did it, man.
You can't sing that, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, but he was just whining to get offered it. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Mel Gibson, fucking Burt Reynolds again. Burt Reynolds must have just been offered everything. But
he must have just had his brand new jet black wig on at the time or something, man.
Yeah, it's the moustache, mate. It's beautiful.
I've got to love a bit of Burt Reynolds, but love Burt Reynolds, especially Smoking a Band. It can.
I was going to say that.
Amazing, just that mad wee laugh. I think Eddie Murphy stole his laugh off him.
I knew that you said that, aye.
Exact same. And then, as you seen a picture of me a couple weeks ago with my Wayne's fucking Captain America mask on, I look like Captain Chaos. Anyway, we digress. We shall get right into it. So, opening tracks, obviously a wee bit of Christmas music to get in the mood. And it's just the aeroplane landing coming in from New York to LAX. And it's John on the plane. And we get the very first bit of fucking life hack advice on this when he meets his... Well, it seems to me like it's the first time this guy's been sitting next to him the whole flight, and it's not until they land that he manages to say something to him.
It's probably that awkward silence the whole way. Just then goes, I've got a tip for that there. Fucking funny as fuck, but...
Nervous where are we?
Well, see, technically, it might just look a wee bit of throwaway advice, but it actually ends up playing an integral part to the film.
Aye, definitely.
So, he gets up, doesn't he? McClane gets up to get his bag out of and then this wee guy sees his gun. Fucking near strikes. But I mean, see if he was a hijacker, is he not doing it up in the air? Instead of landing.
Of course. Or what they used to do in the 80s when it was a big thing, hijacking planes, was like, get the plane on the tarmac before it fucking left, you know what I mean?
Aye, exactly.
We're actually in mid-air. I don't remember very many getting done in mid-air. think the terrorists were all shite bags then. You know what I mean?
It's scared of flying.
They really did want the fucking ransom. So it gives a good bit of advice for a nervous flyer. So you make fists with your toes and all that. And as we'll see, it goes on to a wee bit prevalent. So this is just credits to now, man. So we flashed to Takagi, who's at Nakatomi Towers, just kind of saying hello and schmoozing with the company Christmas party. And then we get the first look at Ellis and Holly just walking along the corridor, didn't we?
So it's a man after my own heart, that man.
Aye.
Tell you. Well, everybody can associate with that guy. Well, majority of people, you've been that guy at the Christmas party. Doesn't matter who it is.
Aye, speak for yourself. Ellis is everything that's the biggest douche in the whole of LA. He's a bad Charlie. He eats $1 million contracts for breakfast and all that by his own admission, you know what I mean? He's just a smarmy, schmoozy, greasy looking bastard.
Try to get the drawers off the manager. So
That's it, try to get the drawers off our Holly. He's saved by the bell as the phone goes, and Holly does a call for you in line 4. And it's wee Lucy, daughter, Lucy McClane. So we realised that the kids are at home. Her and John have kind of split up, which we knew. John's on his way in to spend Christmas with the family. And that's kind of it. So John gets to the terminal, and there's got a limo driver waiting for him.
Argyle, which I had a look at now. He's not done much since. Nah.
He's been a couple of sitcoms, I think, hasn't he?
Aye.
Aye.
But it's his first day. He doesn't know what to do either. He's hoping that John can tell him. So, but
aye.
I think you're showing you the grounded side of John, isn't he? That he's just an everyday guy sort of thing.
That's it. He's just a beat up New York cop. He's not as beat up the new as he is in Die Hard with a Vengeance, right enough, but he's getting there.
Definitely, man. It's a good thing he loses that vest, because fuck trying to get the stains out of that.
Aye, exactly, man. But our guy was obviously asking him 25 questions a second when they run into Nakatomi, and he's like, "Joe was asking us many questions." Went for, "Sorry, man, I used to be a cab driver. It pays to keep the conversation flowing." And then I wondered, Bill, what did you expect? You've got a stretched limo and you're sitting up the fucking front of the driver.
Exactly. So, but it shows a wee bit of detective skills himself, doesn't he, Argyle?
Aye, definitely, because he works on it.
Aye, figures out his whole story.
Mm-hmm.
I think Big John's quite impressed by it, isn't he?
Aye, just, like I said, Argyle, you're very fast. I see the whole thing about this film and all as you go through. I see John McClane, Bruce Willis, it just makes me want to have a fag. Aye, man. It's just always smoking.
Aye, it makes smoking cool, doesn't it?
Aye, of course it does. When he's fucking, he's not got any fags, he's looking for them, and he finds them when he's fucking.
Fucking, I know, you get people, I go for a drink and they run out of fags and can't get fags. Shops are all shut, but he finds it in the middle of a big terrorist heist.
Exactly. It'd have been funnier, but if he had fags in the lighter, but that's usually the way, man.
Oh, that's it.
That's
next time we take that.
So we've pulled in all that. Our guy will say to him, more or less, if you get anywhere to stay, and he's like, well, hoping to, you know what I mean, get my fucking feet under the covers up here. And he says, well, if you score, smashing, I'll hang about, gives him his number and that, which is quite nice, you know what I mean? Well, he sits at the bottom of the car park drinking the fucking free bar at the back.
Aye, has his own one-man party.
Him and the teddy bear.
Aye. I bet he goes to the front desk, doesn't he? And tries to find Holly McClane, but such as the separation that she's using her maiden name in it. Gennaro.
Aye, Ms. Gennaro.
Aye. When that just kicks stuff off.
I was using the height of technology, a touch screen, 1988, man. I probably all looked at it back then. I was 8-year-old in 1988. Went, oh, look at that! I just touched that, man. Press a letter. Oh,
you know. See that building? I know, and that's actually 20th Century Fox's headquarters.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's a thing earlier on that I had a Nakatomi Plaza T-shirt, and it's disappeared into thin air. So when somebody else is gone the house, or it's been packed out.
Aye. Yeah.
Bastard.
But they actually charged themselves rent to use that building.
That's obviously a tax fucking thing.
Aye.
Aye.
Where's my brown envelope?
Aye. Nothing for nothing in that game, boy. IRS and all that shit.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I see your fucking game there, Fox. So he gets up to the party on the 30th floor anyway, just walking through, gets a wee punch, tastes like shite, puts it back. Fucking this mad random drunk guy just grabs him, and he goes, "Merry Christmas, man." Kisses him. You see Willis's face? It looks like a genuine shot, as if I was there and they scripted.
I know.
Man.
I know, it just sums it up. California. It's just two worlds.
Exactly, man. So Takagi, he meets Takagi, didn't he?
Yeah.
He divulges that he was the reason that he got a limo sent to the airport. And he says, aye, cool. He says, well, Holly's getting some fucking documents for me. Our office is right back through here. If you want to just wait on her. He goes back in and
there's my man.
About as subtle as a fucking sledgehammer. He's sitting taking patsies off of Holly's desk.
No, oh mate, it's just brilliant. And it's like he did the company. He sees him. He's like, oh, "This is Miss Gennaro's husband, a policeman," because obviously he's been caught. He goes to shake his hand, doesn't he? And he goes, "You missed a bit." And he's
brilliant. And then see after that, man, Takagi makes a wee off the cuff like quip business wise. See Ellis's laugh, man. Am I right, Jojo?
Fucking brilliant, by the way. Oh,
it's like quite a good part. I need to look him up. I forgot to look him up.
I know, I forgot to look him up and off. But
I think he's a kind of Channel 5 B movie kind of fucking.
Definitely, man.
Years behind him.
He's got a lovely smile, but he's got a lovely smile.
Oh, it's a winner, that smile. I swear to God, there. Takes the shine right off the powder on his moustache. You know what I mean? Absolutely brilliant. So Holly shows up. There's a bit of awkwardness for some reason anyway, because I think every guy that she knows in her fucking life is in this room, like her boss, the guy that's trying to get her knickers, and the husband that's just appeared for the first time in 6 months to say hello. So then Ellis again, fucking trying to flex himself.
Aye. Show him the watch. Show him the watch. Like, need to see the watch.
I know.
But that's another thing. I just noticed. Aye. That's another thing I just noticed with the watch. I know. We'll come to that. But
okay.
I'll see the watch later.
Aye. Now you mention it. But why am I so late to that fucking party? Jesus Christ. Aye, not even put two and two together there, by the way.
I know.
That's a good shout. So they get back, John starts freshening up in the back of the office and she's making idle chit-chat and she's like, have you somewhere to stay? And he mentions an ex-colleague that's fucking the other side of town and she just laughs it off. And, well, you know, we've got a spare room. The kids would love to see you. Yeah,
she's
I'm dying for my Nat King Cole and I've missed you, John.
She's trying to buy Bill Bridges and he's just Gennaro, not good enough to take my second name. And then I just the maturity like that.
It's quite good that bit when it says I missed you, John, and his first response was, you didn't miss my name, no, did you? Gennaro. Come on, do you expect a single woman or do you like married women? You are married, Harley, you're married to me.
Exactly, man. What does she mean by that anyway?
Yeah?
What does she mean by that anyway? What?
She's just trying to say that Japanese businessmen prefer their career women not to be married, not to have any children or any distractions. It's got to be business. Business. You know what I mean? I've just probably offended every Chinese or Japanese person. I do apologise about that. But it's quite funny. They're having a heated argument and then the pregnant girl comes in to say, Holly, Takagi wants you to rally the troops. You see Willis's face to her because he's having an argument and he just goes, the fuck is that?
Heavy feeling, man. Aye, because he was winning the argument. That's the thing. He was winning the argument.
Exactly. Well, I had to win something because Argyle, as we found out, got his number because he thought, I'll stay in New York, be a copper. She'll fluff her lines in LA and come back to me.
Aye.
Not happened.
No. But that's when you first start seeing the terrorists in it.
Aye, that's it. They're in. That's what I've titled that in. We're in.
We're in. Kill the guard at the front door and start locking up the place, didn't they? Make the building secure.
And then the first look we get at Hans and the mainstay of the cruise, when the lorry pulls up at the loading bay and they all just come out the back of it. And you're like, oh, there's the baddies coming in now. There we go.
I know, that's Alan Rickman.
Aye, and Theo, he's the computer genius. And he just locks down everything. And the plaza's theirs. But we still don't know that on the 30th floor yet, do they?
Yeah, true. The party's still swinging. And John, he's up still getting mashed and that, isn't he?
He's making the fist with his toes.
That's it.
And he's like, goddamn son bitch. Because it works. It works. Brilliant, man. And then we see the two brothers, Carl, and what's his brother's name again?
I think Henrik or something for some reason.
Carl and Henrik. We see they two. They're obviously brothers and they're cutting off communications while the fucking Mad Hawk Carl's going about sawing them before he's got a chance to date and all that. And
brilliant. See if he doesn't do that. It's like that's the whole game's a bogey. That's it. That's what you did.
Bro, sweat pure dripping on the wires on it.
And then also, what a failed family life that must have been. That your two boys became criminals.
Why can't you be more like you? In fact, no, you can't. No, he's the same. Aye. You're a pair of bastards. Look at my heart roasted me in your da.
There's a fucking wank with the Perrys.
So they get into the 30th floor, fucking rat-a-tat-tat with the guns. Everybody be cool. This is a fucking, you know what I mean, a robbery or a heist or whatever it is. And it's the first time John hears the shots. He's in the back office. So, cut a long story short, he manages to fucking cut across to the exit and get into the stairwell. But see one of the terrorists, did you notice who it is with the ponytail?
I thought, is it him for Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters too.
I was going to say you. I was
like, the Carpathian.
I was like, what's the fuck? That can't be. Surely it can't be. But I was also thinking, but see all these films where it's like the action men ones done it. Why is there always a baddie with a ponytail?
Aye. I haven't said that, but you're right, totally right. But the level of hairdos in that fucking terrorist operation, it is quite impressive. It's managed beautifully. It's been conditioned, styled.
It's feathered cotton.
Feathered and lethal. You just don't see it anymore. I think it's fucking right. My pepper. It was right. You must have watched fucking Die Hard for it, but not to know it, Joe.
Oh, definitely, man. Oh, so the terrorists start taking all the hostages and stuff, and Hans starts working his way through the crowd looking for Mr.
Cookie.
Aye, that's
Rhymes off his fucking Wikipedia history.
Aye, that's it. Before there was Wikipedia.
Exactly.
Impressive, that.
Aye. I know everything about you. I'm going to frighten the shit out of you.
It's a CB Ellis, see when the guns are all going off, he's like, right, everybody stay calm, everybody stay calm.
I know.
All he's like, oh,
sweating, para ripping at him. Knows he's got 2 grand in his pocket, he can't touch it. Oh, just one more line. So John's up the lift shaft, he's up the he got to the tap dancer fucking very quickly, man. And aye, that's it, he goes up to the lift shaft. I'm a way ahead of myself, I'm not talking about.
Aye. No,
Aye, where's Takagi? He gets him in the lift and all that after he divulges himself to take the pressure off his team. They're going up in the lift, and it's the first kind of sign you see a Hans just being a total sociopath.
Aye.
He just took over this fucking building. He's got the guy he wants, weapons, there's shit going on, and he's in the lift just going, nice suit. John Phillips, London. Have to myself. I'm a fucking crazy bastard. I don't care who knows it.
It's just fucking. You're like, you don't know but it's good, isn't it? It's just about. See, considering all that was his first film role. It's amazing, isn't it?
But Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. I thought that was his breakthrough role.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought. No, he wasn't. I'm talking shite. Well, aye, that's brilliant. Well, I didn't know that.
Aye, because apparently he didn't want to take the role, because then he would end up just being
the villain in every film for the next 20 years.
And it was right, wasn't he?
Aye. But
I mean,
a good villain in Harry Potter.
Aye. And he's the best thing in the fucking Robin Hood film.
Oh, what a sheriff he was, man. Absolutely brilliant. And Morgan Freeman and all, that was fucking one of his breakthroughs.
Aye. Apparently, the director and that, apparently seen him in a Broadway show. And went, he's your hands. So.
Well, by the way, he never done his selling him, did he? It was fucking what a part he played the guy.
Definitely. That's what I'm saying, man. Just the way he just sells it, playing a sociopath, like you says.
That's it. So they get up to the boardroom and they've got Takagi and they're saying to him they need code keys. They want the code keys for the vaults and stuff. And Takagi's like, I've no got them. I can't give you, I've no got it. And I think he's generally telling the truth, isn't he?
Yeah.
Again, it's just a chance for Hans to show he means business.
Aye.
There's nothing else to prove it to, apart from the rest of his team that are standing there at the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's just how you know that's just his personality, isn't it? He doesn't need to prove it to anybody.
Because he says, I'm not interested in your fucking whatever it is, documents or business and stuff, but I'm more interested in the 640 million Baravons you've got in the vault downstairs. See, when you get to the vault eventually, fucking looks like a lot more than 640 million. There's restaurants and all that are priceless.
Aye. That's what I mean. That's safe in itself, maybe worth a couple of million. But
aye. But a guy can get through it with one drill bit. I mean, get through 6 locks with a big drill bit. A bit of patience, obviously.
I can do attitude.
Aye, so he's talked to Takagi an ultimatum, says I'm going to count to 3. And obviously counts to 3, no answer, blows it back his head out, man. I remember watching this the very first time when I was young, and even that, it was because it was done well, wasn't it?
Aye, just bang.
1988, because you do see back of the heat coming out, and I'm like, wow.
Aye, that startles Big John, isn't it? John's been listening the whole time and gives himself away with jumping sort of thing.
Aye, he's startled because obviously as surprised as we are that he went through it.
But see, he was sinister about that, no? See the bit it's Carol and the wee tech guy. They're sitting like betting to see if he'll tell him or not.
Aye.
And you hear him going like, told you, and he's like, it's not done yet. No, I mean.
Aye, because I'd be very interested to know if it was just like $1 or $5 or something. Because you know, that's how much they care about this cunt. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's worth $5 or something like that to them and do a wee bet on when he's going to get through it or not. And he goes like, yeah, I told you.
So it's just the way Hans does it and all. Fine, we'll do it the hard way then. And it's like, all right, you just ended some mad guy.
Because the last time Takagi actually says is just, he kind of laughs and went, you're just going to have to kill me. Okay. Fine.
You don't often get baddies like that. I mean, it usually builds up and shoots them in the stomach or something like that. But
exactly. And then, so my hero, obviously, as you said, there fucking locks himself in another wee back office thing and all that. And then his line just got me fucking hello. He's a New York police officer. He knows what he's talking about. And he's up about 80 flares. And he says, a guy, I'll tell me you heard those shots. You're calling the police.
I know.
And do you know, that is not the first time somebody says that.
I know.
Because like, fucking Ellis says it and all later on the 30th flare.
So he's got to have the shots. But
just before double glazing was invented.
And it cuts to a guy on his motor in it and he's partying it up.
Him and the teddy bear, man, gave licks on the miniatures and shit.
Oh, fucking brilliant, man.
So, all the while, Hans's team are rigging explosives in and around the tower for the future plan, which we'll fucking get to anyway. And I just wrote in about another one of his crew. So we spotted Vigo, and then we've got this other guy. He looks like Michael Bolton. I'm in a white jumper. Because he hears a gunshot 9. He's rigging explosives, man. Fucking mad.
They're not some phone the police.
Aye, exactly. So Hans has a word with Theo. Theo says, I can get no bother and get through this. He says, but it's the 7th lock, I can't get through it. You're going to have to come up with some kind of miracle. And then that's again Hans just, Theo, Christmas, it's a time for miracles.
Aye. Enhancing the fact that it is a Christmas film.
Yes. And by this time, John's trying to think of some way to alert the authorities because all the phone lines have been cut, and he sets off the fire extinguishers.
Aye. And obviously down at the front desk they get the alert. Hans and that, they know how to shut this off, stop the police not showing up, but he also kind of tipples and he asks where was the fire alarm set off because he heard the disturbance after shooting the businessman. Right, so, I can't say his name, I don't like to butcher it. But because he's no sitting there and all, and he's telling all the rest of the hostages. No, that's after that, in fact, isn't it? So, no, it's like after what I was going to say. Hans then sends one of his goons up to investigate. It's
Carol.
Aye.
And he looks like a fucking a G.I. Joe 60s Ken doll fucking thing with a machine gun, doesn't he?
Aye. You definitely know he drives a speedboat.
Oh, but he decides to do the biggest heist of his life with a fucking pre-marked grey tracking on. You know what I mean? So obviously these guys do need the money because they don't know very
they
don't dress very well because they spend all their money on fucking hairspray and stylists and shit.
I was just going to say that there.
So he goes up there and John's hiding behind Jip Rock and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's cocking his gun and come out, my friend.
Right.
I promise I won't hurt you.
Esther just cocking his gun.
Aye. Imagine somebody being as that gullible. I just wants a chat, man. That doesn't sound like nothing. He just wants to talk to each. Fucking automatic weapon getting cocked. And he gets behind the Jip Rock and starts firing, and John's no there.
Aye. John sets off a still saw or some sort of table saw, round saw, I think it is.
Aye.
And that obviously gets his attention. But it's a trap for John to put a gun to the back of his head. So, but then he starts telling him, I'm a cop. And the henchman's like that. I'm not worried. You can't harm me. You're a policeman.
Like, you have rules.
But then he does the stupidest thing ever.
I know.
And it hits him with a gun. You're like, what are you doing?
One like that. And then kind of does that and starts a big Barney.
And then see when, this is like, obviously it's stunts and all that, but see when they're wrestling and he hits his arm, you just see him going, like,
and I was going to say, I hope you noticed as well that this is the worst fight scene for a noticeable stunt double.
Aye.
For Bruce Willis because it's glaring, man.
Aye. That's how well recently he's like he jokes on TV shows that he does all his own stunts.
Right,
and I think it's a running joke for that.
She's seeking through fucking the Jip Rock.
Jip Rock.
And down the stairs.
Aye. So they end up throwing down the stairs and he breaks his neck, doesn't he?
Aye.
And he starts rummaging through all his stuff and what is it? Because he's still not getting any shoes on.
No.
So he ties his shoes on and then he makes this joke about a guy he's just killed. These big Europeans and I get the one with what is it, feet smaller than my sister?
Aye. Only terrorists in the world and I had to kill the one with feet smaller than my sister. Brilliant. But he's left him a couple of fags, which was alright, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, aye. That good German make.
That's it. So John obviously has a wee brainstorm, a wee kind of idea at a time, and it leads to one of the best scenes in the whole film where he gets this dead guy, straps it in a chair, dead with a Christmas hat on, and puts on his chest, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Brilliant, man. Sends him down to the lift in the party, and you just hear the fucking dramatic 1980s extra actresses scream.
That's what I was going to say, because that's when Hans is talking to the rest of the hostages. And he's just sitting there eating cake or whatever, and he's like, well, he didn't want to be fucking whatever, and so he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
That's right, I forgot about that. Mr. Kakagi didn't want to help me, and he'll now not be joining us for the rest of his life. Ellis probably still didn't get that, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Fuck's sake. But as he sent him down the lift shaft, John's obviously fucking super wise, man, and he's in tap of the lift, isn't he?
Aye, he's lowered himself down so he can hear everything that gets said, plus he can take names and numbers of how many terrorists he's dealing with here.
Aye.
But then it then comes into the fact that it's Carol's brother that he's killed. So, which he's not got a good temper, that Carol boy. He's not happy with it, I'll tell you that.
We're not, and when there's a wee bit of fucking decorum and restlessness amongst the terrorists, Holly's looking on. Ellis is beside her, and Holly's like that. He's still alive. Now, John. I thought she says it then, but she knows it's John.
Aye.
That's causing this fucking hassle. You know what I mean? But Ellis isn't impressed anyway. He's never fucking impressed.
Aye, he's still he's wired to him in.
Aye. But John gets up to the roof with the dead terrorist spray drones and radios LAPD and starts telling them all sorts, man, about the names and all that kind of stuff.
Aye.
And the LAPD aren't fucking taking it serious at all, even though it's a secret channel.
Aye.
Nobody should know.
Yep. It's just I don't know, mate. But aye. But see before he goes up onto the roof to start broadcasting, see when he notices the naked picture of the bird. Doesn't matter how bad the situation gets, there's always time for titties.
Aye, that's it. It's the second time he notices it later on, but he goes, girls. Gives me a wee feel, girls. Brilliant, man. So he's up there and he's getting pure palmed off with the fucking stupid cow, the LAPD. Looks, sir. He's no fucking shit, lady. You think I'm trying to order a pizza?
But I think you would think they would tipple. Let's see, when obviously the terrorists know he's up there because he's up there broadcasting.
Aye.
And the next thing they start shooting him. See that they obviously hear it, right? So
one fucking motor.
Aye, the possible gunshots. You're like, what the fuck? That.
Aye, it's a wee bit of a plot fail in the fucking thing. So the radio through to Al, who's in buying Twinkies for his pregnant wife. So he can,
but is it for his pregnant wife? So just using that as an excuse.
Off and off, maybe. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Aye,
because he's maybe getting two of them.
Aye, because the wee guy behind the desk, and he's just like, aye. Just looking at him. Sure, aye, sure.
Aye, because you're probably right, because he kind of sticks himself in later when he knows the fucking ingredients after heart without like anything, you know what I mean? But when he gets a call through to take a run by Nakatomi, he comes out to 7-Eleven and just looks at the tower, and you can clearly see.
Aye.
I mean, obviously can't hear it, but you can see the fucking.
There's something I miss.
The pyrotechnic show on the fucking roof.
The gun battle.
Fire. Do you know what I mean?
But so when they're trying to shoot John, he eventually, they're trying to lure him into a trap first, ain't they? With Carol up top just to take the final pot shot. But Luck's on his side and he gets back into the building, obviously. Taps the wee titties.
Yes.
When they saved his life. But then he starts his next career of climbing through air ducts, doesn't he?
He's in the lift shaft and he decides it's a fucking fabulous idea to suspend himself in a smooth metal lift shaft by just the gun and the gun strap to try and get to the next level. And you're like, fucking hell, man. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Obviously, the tension and drama's building of the strap getting looser and looser and looser. And he falls, but manages to still pull himself inside this fucking space.
Aye.
with
The
no
size of a cat.
nothing. I know, aye.
See that as well? That was actually a mistake by the stuntman. He was supposed to catch the first air duct.
First one.
Aye. And they just used it in the film. Which is, you imagine that guy's fucking, what colour do you think his trousers were?
Same colour as fucking John's vest ends up. Fucking tell me. But that's when he's in, he gets in. Obviously, he's no fair. He gets in, and that's when he plings his lighter and says, "Let's take the piss out of the situation. Oh, get together, down the coast, have a few laughs." What the fuck I get myself into, man? You know what I mean?
Oh, brilliant, man. Aye, because it's just, I think that's what the director was saying, because the director made say, like, Predator.
Uh-huh.
And that's what it says. He wanted to kind of move away from your action man sort of thing. He wanted like an everyday person that gets thrust into this situation.
Aye. And then he also has another classic fucking lines. Now I know what a TV dinner feels like. Hey! What a line, man.
Brilliant, man. And it's fucking Carol starts fucking shooting at the air ducts and all that, because they guess where he must be. And then, again, just that wee bit of luck, bullet misses him, and the terrorists get called away.
Aye, again, you know what I mean? That's pure fucking, that bit annoyed me, right? Because it's like the A-team. I used to love the A-team. Nobody ever died in the A-team. Do you know what I mean? Everybody had an M16, but never hurt fuck all. You know what I mean? Carol does that, like fucking, along the whole air duct, and John doesn't get a bullet. And then he decides not to do it again. Instead, he'll just poke the air duct. You know what I mean? There's no blood coming through the hole, so he's not poking for a dead body.
Exactly.
And then just before he gets to John, that's when he's shouted because the police have arrived. But I say the police have arrived.
Aye, the police.
Mr. Policeman. Mad Al's just fucking coming down a circuit at the car park. But this time John's at the window, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fucking like, oh, yes, that's it. One car and all that. He starts taking the cut. Who's driving this car? Stevie Wonder.
That's right. Brilliant,
Which,
man.
again, I don't know if it's true because I don't know the song, but there's something that links to that as well. Because obviously the cop gets out the car and all that, and everything looks fine, but the police are ready, the terrorists are ready for him, guns pointed, just waiting on the signal sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes into the front office, doesn't he?
Aye.
This German pulls off the most Austin-like accent ever. Wearing cowboy boots.
Even after how can I be of assistance? It sounds too southern to have a job. I do apologise, American friends, by the way. But it sounds as if he's just stepped out his trailer. That guy at The Simpsons. Hi, there, Lane. Where's my raccoon stew? I mean, like him. But so Val's just in walking about, mind if I look around and stuff, and he even sits back at the desk. That guy didn't English. God damn it! I got $50 back on these bastards. Some bitches. One of the things with.
It's the cowboys for me. It's the fucking cowboy boots. Like
that. That sells it. That does. Because if that was a good enough Polish, he's like a southern accent, cowboy boots. He's all right.
This checks out.
He's checked out. I don't need to see no ID. He's got boots on. So by this time the lift pings and John's fucking under attack by a couple of geezers. Michael Bolton and his pal. And it's back in the boardroom where Takagi was shot, isn't it?
So John kills the first one.
Michael Bolton's dead.
Michael Bolton's dead. He is no more. There is no more Michael Bolton. Mm-hmm. But the other guy, he leaps up on the table and starts shooting through the table at him, doesn't he? Walking through the... And you're like...
Hey, what are you saying? No more table. Where do you think you're going, pal? Word of advice. Next time you have the opportunity to kill someone, take it. And John's under the table. Boom, 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 boom. Thanks for the advice.
See that? That is where Bruce Willis lost his hearing.
Oh, really?
He lost it. Well, I think he just came out in 2019 or something like that, and he's been partially deaf in one ear, and it was because of that scene.
Wow.
You see, in the film, the arms guy, he made all the muzzle, the gun's louder, so the bigger muzzle flash.
Right.
But while he's under that table, there's a bit of perspex there. So see when he's under, it just made it louder and pop went the weasel sort of thing.
Well, aye, that would be it, man. You know what I mean? That's like firing a fucking gun off right there, I suppose.
Aye. So, but again, I didn't know he was deaf at all.
No, not with that. There you go. Bit of trivia for the trivia king there, folks. He is our man. Telling you. So, obviously, Al's left by this time, or just about to leave. And Spedo's in saying it's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi. And Bruce is, well, John, sorry, is still, what do I do to get this guy's attention?
The next thing, sees him, he's no longer alive terrorist. And proceeds to throw him at the window, but it's funny because the cop's sitting singing a wee Christmas song about to finish his shift. And the next thing, boom, as terrorist body through the windshield. And fucking, I just kicks it off. Terrorists try to shoot him and all that. But see what I was talking about? This comes back to something. John says, "Who's driving this car?" Stevie Wonder. I know how it cuts down to Argyle. He's in the limo party, and you see the motor dancing about at the back. That's Stevie Wonder's song playing.
Aye. Well, Argyle's got doing that with glasses on. Like Stevie Wonder, dancing like that.
Owns or something.
Aye, so he looks at Stevie Wonder, he's listening to Stevie Wonder, and it's sort of part of my Stevie Wonder joke. It's fucking brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. So John's obviously at the window this time. "Welcome to the party, pal." And I remember, like, just after this song came out, there was a big debate, man, on talk shows and stuff. I think it was Barry Norman was on as well, when they were talking about how did they know Al's name before they met Al? Because a lot of people thought it says "Welcome to the party, Al."
Aye,
There's no pal in it.
Aye, definitely. Aye.
Obviously, the internet back then and shit like that, you couldn't pick it up. So people were like, "No, it says Al."
Aye, there's there wasn't a wee Facebook, but people you may know. But again, that's another brilliant line, isn't it?
Aye.
It's another iconic part of any film.
Aye, brilliant, man. So that's Al joining the party. He's reversed right down a fucking, like, a chasm that he's fallen. And he's fucking all bashed up and bruised up, man. And that's when we first get a wee look at Dick Thornburg, who's listening to his police scanner.
Aye.
And see that actor, excuse me, I don't think I've ever seen him no play a prick.
Aye.
Anything he's ever been in.
I know, it takes you back to that. Alan Rickman didn't want to take the part in case he was cast as a bad guy all the time. How do you think it feels being cast as a prick every time?
He's just the exact same cunt as in Ghostbusters, isn't he?
Aye, just a filter.
Or you lose your job.
Exactly.
Which is a line in this or not, actually, fucking hell. But not by him. So Dick's heard the call and all that, and by this time it's gone viral before viral was a thing. Everybody knows there's something happening at Nakatomi. So the cavalry arrive about fucking 10 blocks away, start pulling up, as you do. And that's when Ellis says, do you know what I mean? Ellis says he can hear them for 30 floors up.
Exactly.
The fuck?
I know.
He's sitting next to a waterfall for fucking one.
Aye, that screaming lady.
Oh. But he can hear them arrive, you know what I mean?
Aye.
And that's when John fucking makes first.
First starts coming to hands. What's it he starts calling them? Aye. Oh, Hans starts running through all these characters, isn't it? He just another mixed up American, thinks he's a cowboy, you know that?
Aye, it's like just another thing, seen too many John Wayne films. So it's kind of partially Gary Cooper myself. Roy Rogers myself, sorry.
Rogers.
He mentions Gary Cooper later on, that's right.
And then he starts, you think you're going to ride off into the sunset with some actress. I can't mind her name.
Aye, just goes some shit.
And he's just, wrong. His hands up.
You want to take another guess for double jeopardy? But it's by that time and all, he's getting quite clever and all. John's letting him know that he knows Hans and all the other names, and Carl and all that will get together and shit. You're at a loss, you seem to know a lot about me, I don't know about you. And that's when he doesn't give up his name and you say he goes, wrong answer. So it's a good bit of fucking back and forth they have.
I got a good bit of vocal jousting.
Which was ended by John obviously hearing the lift ping and having to get to fucking going, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Which, again...
One of the most dubbed things ever when it was first shown, as you know, as I says to you, back in the day, maybe early 90s, it was shown on STV and they dubbed it. It was yippee-ki-yay, Chemo Savvy. You can't even say Chemo Savvy now. Do you know what I mean? So that would have been dubbed again. These days, Chemo Savvy is a derogatory term towards fucking Native Americans. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's fucking... Aye. Oh, mate, I watched this on Disney Plus just for a laugh to see Beck get cut out. Nothing did get cut out.
Oh, all right, good.
Which I just want to know who's doing the PC work. Panties is offensive, but we've had Kiyagi get his head blown off, motherfucker getting saved, everything. I mean, there's even jokes about Pearl Harbor in this. You know what I mean? That's all fine. So
you know it's not the same person doing all the films, you know what I mean? So by this time fucking Al's started talking to McClane on the radio and stuff, and McClane just fills him in with everything, didn't he?
Yeah. I definitely try to find out what's going on, who phoned it through and stuff. Try to find out all the details of how they can help and stuff. Right. But that's, you can kind of start seeing their bond, because he really, John's up there himself, kind of losing a bit of faith in it.
Doesn't work well with others, you can just tell, you know what I mean? And then see one of my favourite characters then turns up, fucking Dwayne Robinson, the fucking chief of police or whatever his name is. It's just funny because he's a dickhead.
He's just a pure fun, isn't he? Just
brilliant, man.
That'd be off the cuff thing, I know. Al says, I think he's a cop. He's like, well, why is that?
LAPD, but he's definitely a bay. Everything else says is we're fucking. I'm going to get the best supporting actor at the Oscars here, isn't he?
Definitely. He's like, he says, he knows how to spot a fake ID. He's like, oh, he could be a bartender for Christ's sake.
Jesus Christ, pal. Just have a fucking face in it, man. Brilliant. Be a fucking bartender for all we know.
But again, that was another wee joke flung in there because Bruce Willis was a bartender. That's fucking brilliant, man. See, stuff we shit like that, you just, that's quite
again,
funny.
This is all like fucking the writers having a bit of fun and some Easter eggs before Easter eggs were a thing and all that. It was fucking pretty cool. So Holly has been deemed the kind of spokesperson for the hostages, and she goes in to speak to Hans, didn't she?
Yeah, I guess down into later, and she's got a bit of that John McClane attitude, I know. He goes, what idiot put you in charge? And she goes, you did. He's like,
you did when you killed my boss. And she's like, he just looks as if, because he wasn't paying attention, you know, he suddenly looks up as if you're talking to you about.
Hans demands and all that, it's quite, but then he's paying a lot of compliment. Mr. Nagasaki picked his people well. Mrs. and she goes, Gennaro.
It was Mr. Takagi, mate.
Takagi? What am I saying?
Nagasaki was a wrestler. Kendo Nagasaki.
In for the top ropes.
I know I was going to make that name up, mate. I know I was going to make it up.
So she asked for a sofa, didn't she, for the pregnant woman, and says, I'll get one to move out to you, good enough. And they're in her office.
Aye.
But she had the wherewithal before she'd fell out with John to put the photo in.
Yep. Aye, and that's Hans is like that. I wonder what she was looking at, but obviously sees the other pictures.
But there, she blew her fucking argument with John right out the water there. She's about using her maiden name, about how they don't like married women. But all the while, she's had a photo of the family in the fucking office. Do you know what I mean?
That's how I didn't understand what she meant. I was like, because she must be like, I can't work tonight. I've got to wait. Like, you know what I mean?
And see, while all this is happening, you'll be too young to remember, but I remember when like portable televisions were coming out, and when all this is happening, Hans has brought in the only working portable television in the whole fucking world. He just switched on, put the aerial up, signal, perfect signal. Do you know what I mean? I just pissed myself with that. I remember I got one, my pals got one at Christmas, and all that. They were that size, right enough, but then you started getting them in the shops and portable TV with one aerial. Fucking never got a picture on it, man. They're fucking shocking.
Don't try and adjust your television sets.
You know? And then in a corporate building like that, I can just plug a telly in, normal telly.
That's true, true. All the while as well, John has managed to get his pawns on the bag of detonators.
The detonators.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, everything just hand says for the next half an hour, ends with my detonators.
Aye, everything, man.
Stop picking your nose and get me my detonators.
Where are my detonators?
I know. Have you seen the remote for the TV?
Has anyone seen my detonators?
I don't get good hands. That's fucking shite.
Cuts the back outside, doesn't it, with the police chief and all that.
Macho assholes, as John calls them, the SWAT have arrived.
Aye, and
Ray Robertson thinks this is a fucking business. He's got the earpiece in and all that. And
aye.
I go for it.
He's a fucking clown, isn't he? But it's obviously the terrorists are ready for the SWAT team, aren't they?
I see this. He's on the radio to Al, sure.
Aye.
His advisor says, no, tell me to back off. This is a bad idea and all that. They've got people now looking at this and shit. And then Al, again, uber dramatic. If you are who I think you are, then you better know when to listen, when to shut up, and when to pray. Do you know what I mean? Like, call yourself out.
That's it. Fucking drama.
He must have been fucking reading for the part of Murtaugh before fucking.
Oh, Dave. I was going to say
Glover got it.
It's a bit, it's fucking quite Danny Glovery. But the SWAT team goes into the building. And then soon you've seen that, the SWAT team moving into position. The music is playing fucking brum brum, like these are the men coming. And you see one of them going through a thorn bush and he scratches himself and he goes, ow!
SWAT pricks himself. That's what I wrote there. Remember a pure hardy bastard. And he goes, pricks himself. So that's your hero. SWAT pricks himself. You can see it there. And fucking, well, he's pricked himself. The terrorists are going down to fucking get ready for him. And I'd rent a terrorist actor, Chinese guy, who's in like all the 80s films as a baddie, with the ponytail and the big Ming moustache. He gets to the candy store, doesn't he?
Aye, he's set up ready to meet, and he's like, oh, this can that be got? Just not eating a job the bar, know what I mean?
Oh, would you credit it? I'm down here to kill people and I've got sweeties. Oh, you're dancer.
Nestle Crunchy, that's what he's eating. I fucking love them, man.
I know, aye.
So SWAT pranks himself. He's eating all the sweeties. And that's when the terrorists start opening fire. And again, funny bit of this film, man. They're shooting at us. Ray Robertson.
They're shooting at us. They're shooting at the lights.
Aye.
They're going for the lights.
Aye. After all the lights have been shot out, they're shooting at the lights. I knew they were shooting the lights. You know, fucking. Oh, he's so funny, man. He doesn't get enough fucking airtime in this film at all. So at this time, Theo's watching everything. He's the eye in the sky, you know what I mean? He's linked into all the computers.
Right.
He's going, okay. The police department have themselves an RV. With this fucking tank coming up the street.
Aye. But again, the terrorists are plotted for this, haven't they? They've got, I think it's Stinger missiles or something.
Aye, that's when Mad Vigo and his pal go down and fucking they need to deadbolt the rocket launcher into the flare. And obviously Hans is watching this, he says, hit them. So fucking bazooka, the RV, stop it dead in its tracks. And then you hear it out the radio, it says, hit them again.
Aye, and John, he interjects, doesn't he? He's like, leave him alone, fucking, you've made your point and stuff. But
because after the first time, Theo was like, oh, the quarterback is toast.
Hit him again.
Aye.
Detonators.
Aye, Hans is like, thank you for the advice, but I'll do it myself. Hit him again. So
he does.
So John's he's got the bag of detonators and he's got some C4 and all that.
Bag of what?
Detonators.
So he starts it, but again, it's like when you see John with it, he's like, he puts in 2 of the detonators and he goes, fuck it. Another one.
Just makes a C4 hedgehog, didn't he? Oh, I think one would have sufficed with a spark.
Aye, definitely.
Maybe he was sick getting them all about him, I don't know. But he makes his wee homemade bomb with a computer monitor that weighs about 9 stone. Straps it to a chair and fucks it down the lift shaft, didn't he?
Aye, and one of the biggest explosions ever, isn't it? I don't know.
Because he repeats what Hans says to him, says, take that under advisement, jerk off.
Aye. Again, with that, the big fireball shoots up the shaft.
Aye. Oh, that didn't sound right, that. Oh, how'd you go on last night? Oh, I don't know. Big fireball shot right up my shaft. She's worth a watching, her.
Detonators.
Well, so he's took it. The 2 bazooka guys have been creamed with the fucking explosion. And then as Dwayne Johnson says, I don't know when he gets from the radio. We got 200 people down here and they're covered in glass. Glass? Yeah, who gives a shit about glass? Who is this?
Oh, fucking amazing, man. I know that's something like that. You're going, seriously, that's what's on your mind. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just save these coppers.
Aye, because he does shut them up and on. It goes like that. Dwayne tries to say something witty back to him and he just goes like that. I'm not the one that gets butt fucked on national TV. Wayne. And the guy was listening by this time, isn't he? He was fucking loving it in the car park.
He's howling, man. But fuck. Aye, there's people down here with glass and all that. We've got some people injured down here, know what I mean?
Aye, they've got the SWAT team lying with bullets in their legs and all that. They've got guys getting barbecued in the RV. Nobody's checked in them yet. You know what I mean? The quarterbacks are definitely toast now.
Fucking brilliant.
Aye.
It's told to shut up and all, man. It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
You just see him.
Well, now on to Ellis has a brainwave, doesn't he?
Oh.
He wants to meet with Hans.
Oh, amazing, aye. Because then, you can negotiate. Because your husband's got to get us all killed. He says to Holly, and she's like, sit down, you fucking plum. But
I'd love to hear her saying that in an American accent. Sit down, you fucking plum. That was an American.
Yeah. Oh, but that's another thing.
Detonators.
That's another part that was offered to a lot of people. Jamie Lee Curtis, Linda Hamilton, Michelle Pfeiffer and all that.
Really?
Aye. Bruce Willis recommended her.
A good choice, man. She's a good actress, that last. I've seen her in a good few films after that. Nothing groundbreaking or nothing, but she does play a good part. And she's got quite the perm.
She got Elena the Terrorist fucking hairspray.
Aye, fucking detonators to perm that hair, I tell you. So Ellis obviously goes in and tries to turn on the kind of corporate LA schmooze to a fucking sociopath that's 9-10 steps in front of him, isn't he?
Aye, so see that. Hans, Bobby. See that? That was ad-lib.
Bobby! I'm your white knight.
See that actual line there, that was ad-lib. So see when you see Alan Rickman's bemused look, it's genuine.
Can imagine, man, you winner. Bobby. Bobby!
And then he sits down and has that wee daft smile, doesn't he? Just that.
Aye. So in between that, right, we cut to a scene where Al's just hanging at the fucking police car and he just hears, oh my God! You all right, partner? Just try to eat a 1,000-year-old Twinkie.
Aye.
That's when you get the whole fucking conversation about Twinkies.
Aye, everything a grown boy needs.
See that, right? John's obviously was wanting a conversation, feeling lonely.
Aye.
But didn't he want to go at you there, Al? Because he just put his hand on the receiver and then went, because the walkie-talkies.
I know.
No,
aye, that was the 80s equivalent of on Facebook. Oh, I'm fed up.
Aye, you all right, honey? You want to talk about it?
Aye.
PM me.
Aye.
You okay, darling? Chin up.
What's wrong?
Just imagine that. John McClane, feeling cute, don't know.
Aye. I'll divulge a wee bit his backstory to John. Just says his wife's working on their first kid. How many of you go? And then he rhymes off the fucking full recipe of how to make a Twinkie.
Exactly, aye. I just a wee bit of normalisation for John, isn't it?
Aye.
I think he's kind of running low on fucking optimism.
Mm-hmm. But the conversation's abruptly interrupted when Hans summons John on the radio and hands him over to Ellis.
Aye. Cowboy. Mr. Cowboy.
I have someone here you'd be very interested into speaking to.
Wow, you
Hey.
can really dance.
No, I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. Okay. Well done. Okay, I knew it was coming. You've been choking to death for 5 weeks.
Your gun goes bang, bang, bang. My head goes poof, poof, poof. Hands the radio to Ellis, and Ellis just try to be fucking cool. Hey, jam boy.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's the bit in Rambo, isn't it?
Aye.
Young boy. Aye. I was like, I wonder if that was like a piss take towards that.
Oh, just hot calling Raven, innit? In Rambo. Hot calling Raven. Come in, Raven.
Aye.
Jam boy.
I don't know if that was like just a wee piss take towards it, but he starts rhyming off all this stuff. Aye. Just the cops are here now, John. Let them deal with it. Let us go home. It's like, but see, in the meantime, he's all got like the terrorists. Like he's so sold it. You know what I mean?
But Hans should have known, right? Because when when John recognised him, he goes like, Ellis? As if, is that you? Who's this guy?
Aye, because Hans says to him, we've got somebody at the party here that you may know, or something like that. And he starts fighting, thinks it's his wife who's been caught.
Exactly.
But also turns out that Ellis has told Hans John's real name as well, doesn't he?
Aye.
John McClane, which is, he doesn't put it together because she's called herself Miss Gennaro. So
As you said there, cowboy, or should I say Officer John McClane of the New York Police Department.
aye,
It's like, fuck. That's why he thinks it's Holly, isn't he?
aye. And being said, the reporters are also listening to this conversation. So they just start putting the feeders out to find out who John is.
Mm-hmm. I'm at Thornburg's taking a fucking stork, ain't he?
Aye, but there's a theory out there, I know. Know how they hand Ellis a can of Coke?
Yes.
There's a theory out there that people think he asked the terrorists if there were any Coke. And misunderstanding, they gave him a can of Coke.
Just a man, he comes in with a tumbler, but oh dear, aye.
Aye. But as it gets more serious and serious, John starts telling him, Ellis, shut your mouth. Tell me you don't know me. He's like that. And the next thing, but again, it's still funny, but it's sinister as well. See, Hans starts pulling the gun out. And Ellis is going, Hans, what am I? A method actor? Put the gun away, babe.
I know. Hey, this is radio on that TV. I know Hans is thinking at that time is
Detonators.
Aye, the whole thing, man.
It's funny, I know Ellis just drinks a wee sip of his Coke and then looks at Hans have to say, that's right, do you know what I mean?
Aye, well, that's it. And the next thing, bang.
The spare does the back of the heat coming out in this one. We just hear the gunshot on the radio, on John's radio.
Aye.
Just
But
fucking...
soon it cuts back to the police chief and all. And he's just like, you just let him die, man. You just let him die.
It's like pulling the trigger yourself, man. And then everybody's saying man at this point, and I know. What are you talking about, man? He did everything trying to save him, man. And then he says to fucking Al, doesn't he? He says, look, officer, anytime you feel like going home, consider yourself permanently suspended. No, sir, you couldn't drag me away.
It's real sad, isn't it?
Brilliant. But the chief of police can't suspend him there and then. He says, see if you want to get him, you're suspended, by the way.
Aye. The whole time fucking Hans is talking on about detonators.
Oh, brilliant, man. So Hans then decides to send the police a wild goose chase with the fucking, I want these people released throughout the world. the Asian Don and all that kind of stuff. Will you ask your pal in Canada about the Canadians if they're real? Because he's got
I need to get my shout.
5 comrades and fucking. But obviously, John and Al smell that a mile away. Know it's a fucking wild goose chase, and it's not what it's all about. Else it'd have been divulged way at the start. You know what I mean?
Aye, definitely. Which is hilarious. It was hilarious for us when it cuts to like the radio station, and they've got an expert on. But the hostages will now be going through now is the Helsinki syndrome.
Right.
Helsinki, Sweden. But it cuts to the same scene. Everybody's in terror because Ellis's body's getting dragged through the office. Know what I mean? Like, there's no syndrome.
Who is it? Harvey Johnson in it? Because the wee guy that's on, in fact, she's in Lethal Weapon and all that other Newcaster. She's the shrink, isn't she?
She's
in all the Lethal Weapon films.
Aye.
And Riggs takes a piss out on every man, which is great.
Aye.
But the book's called Hostage Terrorist Hostage.
It's just a pure piss take in it, man. It's just the way that is the original Ron Burgundy there, by the way. Just like that. Telling you, Helsinki, Sweden, Finland.
No, Finland, you dick. Oh wait, man. So, by this time, obviously, he's sent him in a wild goose chase because he knows the police can't action any of that if it was real anyway. So, FBI.
Aye, that's it. Aye, because they need to take in charge as soon as it becomes a terrorist thing. But
the original baby oil, Johnson and Johnson.
I know, man. But that's, see, talking about the terrorists as well. See, when this was released in Germany, the terrorists were German.
Better, weren't
they changed their name to see like fucking Hans Gruber. His name was like Jack Gruber and all that. And they were disgruntled IRA members or something. But they don't change in the film. They ask for the 6 members of the Provo whatever front or whatever to get released and all. You're going, that's you, but.
So of all the people that the Germans could pick, the island.
Exactly. But aye, the two Johnson and Johnson, and that becomes a running theme and all. You see in other Die Hard films. Aye, what's your name? Agent Johnston, and he starts howling.
You see when the police alerts the chief inspector, Dwayne, the FBI are here, and he gets all flustered at it. The FBI here now, the FBI are here, and I was just standing there going, "When a breath mint."
It's like 2 mad celebrities, but it's the way they come into it. Man's chewing a toothpick and all that. Like, I'm wanker.
Agent Johnson, Special Agent Johnson, no relation. One's white, one's black.
Was he saying that? Me and my pal were talking about this. We were talking about wrestlers years ago, called the Dudley Brothers.
Yes.
One was white, one was black, and it's new. Just recently, we realised they weren't the real brothers.
Oh.
What gave it away?
Oh, telling you, man. So, by this time, Hans is getting a bit pissed off. He asks Carol to go and get the detonators, and he'll go up and make sure everything's still wired up in the roof.
Yep.
Yeah, which was kind of weird in itself. The leader of the pack, and I'll go and check them, you know what I mean? Maybe just wanted a walk or some fucking thing, you know what I mean? But brilliant improv for the character, for Hans, when he jumps off the ledge and it just lands at a pair of shoeless feet.
See that as well. That scene was inserted because the writers were trying to find a way for Hans and John to meet, and they couldn't think of one. And then Alan Rickman started doing an American accent, and they wrote that scene there and then and put it into the film. Because that's why it looks kind of awkward as well, because they didn't rehearse it or anything.
Brilliant, man. So he then just, in a split second, the sociopath became Bill Clay. Don't kill me. You don't shoot me. You're one of them. Yancho, you're one of them. I'm not gonna kill you. Shut up.
I know. Aye, okay. But again, what do you mean? You fucking one of them? His name straight fucking clothes on.
I know. His
shoes for the start.
You've heard of me, have you? I am the barefoot assassin. I'm the detonator hunter. I'm the only assassin that doesn't wear shoes, so I like to sneak up my victims.
Aye, exactly. Fucking, but aye, it's like this think on his feet and all, because Hans doesn't really have a name set out, and he sees this list of names for some reason or up on the roof. I don't know, but
when you arrive at reception, they send you to the 79th floor to look for you know what I mean? Brilliant, man.
And it is, it's funny enough, but seeing the two of them start having a laugh together.
Aye.
I was invited to the party. They just start laughing.
Who knew that?
Aye, fucking amazing.
Because he's looking at his feet and he just looks at me and goes, yeah, but I'm being caught with your pants down, eh? Fucking mad. De Niro jaw.
Oh, class.
He's just smoking all that, gives him a fag.
Yeah. But the whole time, John, I don't think he believes him, does he?
No, he calls his bluff brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I think he knows as well that he's seen the name board there as well.
Yeah.
And he would have thought I'd have picked a name off that board as well, you know what I mean? So gives him a fag and he says, do you know how to shoot? And then hands again, brilliant. Kids on that, you know, I was at a retreat once where, you know, that game that they shoot each other with paint? I've never done before. And then cocks the pistol and gives him it, says, right, come with me and all that.
Aye. And then as John's got his back turned, it was like split personalities, wasn't it? Just turns right in the gym and just don't schmack me. What?
Ich habe ein Bratwurst mit Currysoße bitte und Kaffee. Wow.
Join us in the
No, man, so John's walking away, but he knows he's ready for it. As you say, he's called his bluff, man. And he just paps his fag away and goes like that. You want to be a fucking actor with that accent. Fucking TV with that accent.
Aye. And then what keeps walking closer and closer to him. And Hans pulls the trigger, but John's gave him an empty gun.
Aye.
But it's just, no bullets, stupid.
No bullets. You fucking stupid Hans.
Aye. Then his bravado disappears, doesn't it? Because the fucking ding.
Because the lift pings. You're a thing.
He would have just went like that, shot Grubber up in the roof.
Aye,
But I
so
don't know. Is that the cop ping because he wasn't armed or something? I don't know.
Probably. Aye, so they're cutting about in the fucking offices, having a bit of shootouts and that. And that's when, I mean, they're jumping up and shooting, and Hans says to Carol, destination, yes. That's no German, by the way. And Carol doesn't understand his own language. So he has to say it in English.
Shoot the glass.
Which again is fucking brilliant. Dead clever in it. He knows that if the fucking flare's littered with broken glass, he's getting no shoes on, you know what I mean?
Aye, he's got nowhere to go. Aye. And if he runs out of bullets, he's fucked.
Exactly.
But that. Oh, that's. Would you have the boss to do that? I don't know if I'd have the boss to do that.
If it's that or death, you would think fight or flight would kick in, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't have made it that far, mate. I'd have gave myself up when I started getting hungry. Oh, nah, fuck the lot of them, I'm starving. You know what I mean? There's our detonators.
The fact that I asked you that question and no jumped in the air duct.
Mm-hmm. So he's made it out the fire escape. Carlos went off his nut, goes back down to the party, and starts getting off his nut again. And that's when Holly looks and says he's still alive.
Because only John could get somebody that fucking angry. I was like, and see that's so salute that.
So see when John then you do see John after that, he's getting into this kind of toilet, dragging himself in. That still gets me that, but that's still horrific looking, man.
Aye.
Because everybody knows what it's like to have the slightest fucking bang on a toe or spawn on a fucking Lego or something. It's excruciating. Never mind getting fucking big shards of glass right in the soles of you.
Just the way you compared that. Could you imagine that scene? Shoot the Lego.
I know it's a shit analogy, but if we can't handle storing on a bit of Lego or hitting the coffee table, fucking
I know.
He felt.
I've just got the image now, but a fucking Lego oil that flare to the stairs.
Oh, they gave himself away then. He could have.
100%. Ah, fuck that.
His Lego has absolutely no give in it. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Whereas the glass just nicely softens itself shut right into your foot.
And all the while, Hans gets his detonators back.
Aye, does he gets the detonators back, mate? And then John's obviously feeling a bit low, starts speaking to Al, didn't he?
Aye. But aye, pulling fucking shards of glass at his foot.
That's when he asks Al about why you're a desk jockey. And Al says,
He tells him the backstory, doesn't he? How he doesn't want to shoot his gun and all that anymore because he shot was that an 8-year-old kid or something like that?
no, it was like 13, I think it was.
Was it? Aye.
It's dark, he had a ray gun, looked real enough. A ray gun?
I know. Maybe you shouldn't be a couple, mate.
No, exactly. Why have you still got a gun on you? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But and then he comes at another wee dramatic bit for Al and goes, you know, when you're a rookie, you can teach you everything about being a cop, except how to live with a mistake. Looking off into middle distance when he's saying it.
I know. You're half expecting it to be Soren with a leg up, just leaning on his knee with a cigarette, didn't you? Looking into the distance.
And John's fucking reply is, I hear you, partner. So this time he's got one of the fucking class with his feet.
And meanwhile, I know, the reporter has fun John's family and fucking threatens the wee maid with deportation.
Aye. You see before that when one of his researchers hands him the file and see his reaction, you just know he's made an S of his pants, didn't you?
Aye.
She gives him the file and he goes, oh, you're a son of like you. Something off about you, the bastard. But, so he's done that. He's got to the house, manages to fucking hoodwink Rosalita into letting him in and interview the fucking poor Waynes, you know what I mean?
Aye. Then it comes down to what Hans has planned for. He knows the FBI's tactics, not doesn't he?
Theo's just radioed and goes like, right, we're coming up this 7th lock. What's your Christmas miracle? What's happening? How are we going to get out of this? And the FBI have obviously, they've kidded on that they're taking the choppers up to the roof as requested, but they're actually in gunships. Yeah. And they're even on the way up there, they're saying to each other, I figure we'll lose maybe 20-25% of the hostages. I can live with that.
But they've cut off the power as well. And that's what they say to the wee technician guy. Lose the power or lose your job.
Right. He's like, and obviously one of the Johnson FBI agents is fucking one of the Fratellis for fucking the Goonies.
The Goonies. So I bet he starts screaming and all. Just let Nam. He's like, I was in grade school.
I was in junior high. Prick.
I know. I'll need to find out what all that is anyway. To see all the schooling in America. Because there's too much here.
What do you mean?
We've got junior high, grad school, all that stuff, know what I mean?
You've got primary, secondary, and college or uni in it.
Aye, that's it. Whereas they've got about fucking 8 stages. But
I left out nursery, obviously. They've got kindergarten.
Kindergarten cop.
Oh, what a fun. I'm stealing his lunch now.
Are these your lunches? No. Then stop it!
Immediately.
But it's also Hans's plan is revealed as well. Because obviously with the cutting off the power, it opens up the vault. And we find out why they were planting bombs up on the roof. And the whole thing was to blow up the roof, kill the hostages. That way, by the time they get round to looking for the terrorists and find out what happened, they've disappeared with the money.
Aye.
So
it's quite like magnanimous when the 7th lock just opens itself, and then it's that fucking da, 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 da. And that's the one time the terrorists have their like 2 minutes of fucking jubilation, going through the vault and counting the Barabons, looking at the paintings, and we Theo's.
Aye, fucking brilliant.
That's when
I just realised, I know.
Uh-huh.
See that song? That I think it's Beethoven
or something, isn't it?
Aye. That's used in Die Hard 3 as well.
Aye, you're right.
I
You're right.
was like, that's just Tiffwoods the other night there. That sounds like that other song.
A Glorious Nation or something it's called. And then, so they're doing all that, and then that's when John's getting a wee bit despondent, decides to do what he'll do now, and just say, if I kind of be honest, if I don't make it out here, tell my wife that I'm sorry and all that kind of shit. And that's when
Like, every action film's got.
Exactly.
It's usually the death scene, isn't it? Tell little Johnny.
The best ever one was The Mask, wasn't it?
That's it.
That's what you were thinking about that.
Tell little Johnny, I won't make it for Christmas.
Pulls the cop towards him. Right, he's cutting. Absolutely brilliant, man. But then it sets up Al nicely for another dramatic fucking, you know what? You can tell her that yourself. You're going to make it out of here, partner.
Fucking brilliant, man. Then, because that's when John kind of gets his suspicions, isn't it? Like, what was hands doing up at the roof?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's when he straps up his foot with his boggin vest that is covered in air duct stuff, blood stuff, whatever, just wraps it around his foot. So, technically, modern medicine, he should lost that foot. You know what I mean? So, that starts making his way up to the roof, doesn't he?
It does indeed, so by this time the terrorists have got the hostages up there and they've shut the door behind them kind of thing, and they're up there not knowing what the hell's going to happen, because the FBI are going to just get in line of sight and start opening fire. I get that's their plan. By the time they get up there, because it takes them fucking about 20 minutes to get to the top of the tower, because they've just been running it for a long time. John's already up there. He's beating 1 feet, broken feet. You know what I mean?
And he bumps into Monsieur Carroll.
Yes.
And so begins. That's probably one of the most believable fights in an action film.
That is a good one, isn't it?
Because it's just a hell of a lot of everything. There's no technical stuff to it. See all this.
It's pick up whatever I can find and all that kind of stuff. There's not a lot of choreographing, which is a fucking normal fight.
Aye, exactly. It's fucking that wee line he throws in and all. Your brother fucking screamed when I broke his fucking neck. And it's just trying to get this guy wound up.
But try to think, is it after the fight or before the? I know it's before the fight when John's been up the roof and he's done the.
No, he does that after it.
Well, does he? Right.
Aye,
So when does he take one in the shoulder? He takes one in the shoulder for Carol, doesn't he?
Aye, because see when they're rolling about fighting and all that, that's how he gets the horn gun. And
Okay.
because he loses the machine gun and all that stuff. And he's running away from Carol, and Carol shoots him in the shoulder.
Right.
And a good bit of blood spray and all that. But he gets the better of Carol and wraps the chain around his neck and pushes him and practically hangs Carol. But then that's when he picks up, the handgun. It's on the flare.
Uh-huh.
And as he's going through the mind, he's running up to the door to go onto the roof. That wee fucking the sweetie, the wee guy that stole the crunchy thing. The wee Chinese guy.
He just takes it as soon as he opens the door, doesn't he?
He fucking bang, 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 but then he grabs his machine gun, and then that's when he starts. That's when he starts shooting to get him off the roof.
I'm getting lost in translation there. And then so all this is going on. Thornburg's on the news live, and it's Holly McClane. Lucy McClane, sorry, saying, "Come home."
Yeah. Aye. Hans is watching this because he's hearing who his family is, sort of thing, and that's when he tipples.
Aye, lifts up the photograph.
Aye, sees Holly and John, and he goes out, cocks his gun. Mrs. McClane.
I see when he slides out into the auditorium. I think that's just. It's like Saturday Night Fever, isn't it?
Aye, sort of fucking risky business.
Everybody to the roof, to the roof. Not you. Obviously, as you said there, John's eventually got to chain around Carol's neck, hangs him, fucking sends him along the thing, just hanging about and all that. So you think Carol's dead. So John goes up there, gets the people off the roof, letting off the automatic weapon. FBI arrive. Obviously, see John as a.
I think he's a terrorist because he's shooting.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another throwaway funny line, isn't it? I'm on your side, assholes.
Aye. See, that's one of the best kind of cinematic shots of the whole film when he's trying to get away from the gunfire of the helicopter and he jumps off. And everybody's seen the still of him jumping in mid-air with the explosion behind him and all that. And absolutely brilliant, man. I love that. But
that's another thing. Obviously, he gets there's only one way off the roof.
but this time Hans is just about to blow it, isn't he?
Aye, and he ties the hose around his waist. No, I've already asked you about the glass. Do you think you're capable of jumping off?
No.
Again,
I hope to never be in a situation like that. But I remember thinking about that 9/11, watching that in the news, and if you know the building's coming down, if you know you're going to get barbecued alive, would you jump out the window and all that? And I just hope to never comprehend that, man. But it's quite funny. All the way, he's trying to convince himself as he's tying the hose on him and all that. What the fuck are you doing, John? Never going up in a tall building after this again, John.
And then this is the guy at the start of the film is terrified of flying, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And so we just seen one of the best cinematic shots of him evading the helicopter, which is followed up by him jumping in it.
Right off the edge of this building, fucking Hans detonates the bombs, blows the roof. So you get this big fireball. It takes out the FBI agents. But he swings down to, incidentally, the 30th flare, or whatever it is.
And see, the timeline of this is a bit fucked, right? See, he jumps off the minute the bombs have exploded, right? And then he's hanging about, and then he's got to get in the window, and then he gets in the window, then he unties the hose before the reel takes him fucking out the window, and then the FBI helicopter comes down and explodes right outside the window.
It's an action film, mate. This
Just saying, that's my wee loophole. Doesn't he fucking spoil it in any way, shape or form, but there's people.
I mean, if we wanted to be realistic, he's fucking fainted halfway through the film for blood loss, know what I mean?
Very true. But that's another good bit of drama when he makes it in the window, as you're saying, that the hose reel's been blown off, his anchor has been blown away.
Aye, and fucking he starts dragging him out the window.
Stop that noise, see what it goes by him.
Aye. Aye, fucking, it's never easy for real, John.
No.
Go with the most fucking
heavy explosion in the world. They must have tied a right good knot and all. It takes try to get it off.
I know, but you know I had that when you've tied a jumper and you're going, who fucking tied this?
Aye, brilliant, man. But again, see after the FBI helicopter blows up, Dwayne Johnson, he's looking at it. Gonna need some more FBI guys, I guess. Just brilliant, man.
It's that bad fucking stupid humour, isn't it?
Aye, magic, man. So, cut a long story short, Hans has got Holly, and they're going to make their fucking getaway, I suppose, thinking that everybody up there's dead, including John. But John just appears, didn't he? You know, he goes,
Aye. The wee technician guy and all, he's went down to the car park, isn't he? They're going to leave in an ambulance, but Argyle saves the day and stops him.
Aye, walks in and gives him the fucking shittiest punch ever.
Aye.
But takes him out again.
And I like how they do that soon. He hits his head on the seat. The wee jingle, the wee Christmas song. like it's a fucking happy moment, you know what I mean?
Telling nobody to fucking give him a round of applause.
But John's making his way to the vault and all that.
Aye, see when he appears, man, and he shouts, just a silhouette, man, of a fucking pure broken human being on it.
Aye, but before Hon and all, he's checked his gun. He's no gun, any bullets left in the machine gun, and he's only got 2 in the Hon gun. But another thing that annoys me about this film, how does he strap the Hon gun to his back? See with the sellotape? How does he get that?
The Christmas tape?
Aye, just to make it get it there perfect, because it's in the centre of his back practically.
It's maybe just wind it up with a gun and tap it and then lay on it. And then do a bit of that. And then, I don't know, mate, it's my honest answer, because my other query to that kind of same argument as how the fuck does he reach it?
Aye.
So in order for him to get it, he must have been able to put it there. But as you say, when we as the audience see where the gun is, it looks a bit fucking far down, doesn't it?
Aye. But that's all this is coming to the last standoff with hands, isn't it?
Yes.
Into the silhouette, and he kind of steps it into the light, and like you say, he looks a broken man. Even Holly's like that. Jesus.
Hi, honey.
Bruce Willis ad-libbed that as well.
That worked.
Hi, honey, but
Fucking worked, man. But as you say, the gun's taped to the back of his fucking back. And they all start laughing, don't they? What does it start laughing again for?
Because they're talking about the cowboy hanging on it. Hans' arrogance, practically. It's just, you're not a cowboy, you don't ride off into the sunset. And then he goes, what is it you said? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
And then he just starts howling, you know what I mean? But they think they've got the better of him because he's dropped the machine gun, which is no ammo in it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they all just start laughing, which is just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And
just shouts, didn't he?
Aye.
Holly down! And she fucks off away from Hans, leaving him exposed. And with his 2 bullets, bang to the henchman and bang to Hans.
Aye.
But it wasn't a heat shot like the henchman got with Hans, so Hans is fucking dying slowly. And
falling back out the window.
Falling back towards the window, which he smashes through. No bother, by the way.
Aye. That's no regulation.
All the while, still grasping hold of Holly. So turns out Hans is hanging out the window. Holly's just about to follow him, and John slides in and grabs Holly.
Yep.
And how does he get her released?
Well, remember what it says at the start? When John will see the watch eventually, it's the watch. Hans is hanging on by Holly's watch. The whole time, John's trying to get the watch off. Hans is moving his gun to John to shoot John, but as all heroic films usually go, John gets, not all the time, but John gets the watch off, and Hans starts to fall, which is that's iconic and on.
It's, as you say, iconic. It's cinematic fucking gold, man. See, I remember when DVDs came out and they were pushing every time you got a video at the video shop, it was DVD. Get this new DVD, and that was one of the things to sell DVDs, and it was him falling. That was brilliant, man.
It's just see the way he has Space Chinese, but see where he starts falling, and just
Right. And again, the purist would say he could have still got a shot off.
At that point, I think the blind panic takes there, doesn't it?
As you say, it's just the realisation I'm fucking DT and I'm gone, I'm off ski. And hopefully John's still kept the watch because it's a Rolex. And then his parting words to Hans are, happy trails, Hans. And fucking Mad Dwayne Johnson, oh, I hope that's not one of the hostages.
I know, very fucking aye. Meets back up with Holly, didn't he? Fucking, he's covered in blood and fucking knows what and all that, and just, you're like that. Get off me, you fucking bastard.
Hold on. You get in that toilet. Get yourself a wee wash. So it's all brilliant. Everything's saved the day, and they're going down the stairs, and that's when John fucking meets Al, didn't he?
Aye.
Who spots no bother.
Aye, and it's like a bromance, isn't it? It's almost the final love scene.
Aye, exactly. And just fucking, they just embrace and piss yourself laughing, didn't they?
Aye, fucking. But we thought Carol was dead, and you hear screaming get up. It's probably that same hostage that screams.
Aye, that woman.
Aye.
Hello, dear Jim, could we make this film? We need 3 screams after you, and how much of a screamer, you know what I mean? But see, somebody's brought Carol down and put a blanket in him.
Aye. So I'm just wondering, how did they not see the gun?
No, aye. No,
this big machine gun.
Off automatic weapon. They just sat with a blanket, didn't they? Just about to shoot John, and then he takes like 4 or 5 in the chest, and that's him finally dead. Yeah. And it's quite good the way they do it. The big triumphant music, get up towards the gun, and then into focus, and it's Al
Aye, they would never shoot his gun again.
Never shoot his gun again.
Is it to save his mate?
Aye. Because they
And then-
never teach you how to deal with a mistake. Teach you everything about being a cop, about how to live with a mistake. But he done it, man. He overcame his demons and fucking
That's
saved
it.
the day, man.
And then big Argyle, he comes out. See, again, right? I know it's just to make it a happy ending. Why did he no bust out of there with the first opportunity? You know what I mean? But
The minute he knew shit was going down and he could hear the police scanner, he'd have been off your fucking mark, wouldn't you? Man? Fucking right. There's a limo back. It's a bit dented. Don't give a fuck.
aye, fucking, he gets out and he opens the door for John and Holly to get in.
Aye.
And he basically says, "Oh, this is your Christmas. I need to be here for New Year's."
And then the final act is for fucking Dick, which is his name, people, Dick Thornberg, to fucking shove a microphone in front of the two of their faces, innit?
Aye. How do you feel? Blah blah blah. And Holly just gives him the old Rocky Balboa treatment.
Aye. And then he looks surprised. Did you get that?
Breaks into the Christmas song, doesn't it?
Aye, then it's the weather outside is frightful. And that's how we know it's a Christmas film, which we do all the way through it anyway. Because even the tape that they use, we forgot to say, is Christmas tape that's taped to gun.
Christmas tape.
You know what I mean? So that was Die Hard, folks. Absolutely brilliant. If you've never seen it,
My mate has never seen it.
what?
My mate has never seen it. He's seen Die Hard 4.
He's your mate?
Aye.
What age is he? 3?
20, aye, because I hang about with 3-year-olds, mate. Well, he's 27 or something. 28, 27.
Well,
See, now, I don't know if it's just a thing now, he's not going to watch it, so he can say he's not watched it.
there's people out there do that sort of thing. There's fucking idiots that refuse to watch Godfather. You know what I mean? But I know what you mean, but I know I don't need to watch Die Hard. I don't need to watch The Gladiator. You know what I mean? Fucking day. I had to watch Godfather. I had to watch it properly.
Aye.
You know what I mean? To appreciate it.
Aye.
Look, behind there's bad movies out there, but depending on which genre is your favourite, doesn't matter. This is a fucking good movie. It doesn't say what it says in the tin, doesn't it?
It's a brilliant film, man. But
And it gave birth to one of the best action heroes in my time. Do you know what I mean? Because it's Willis, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Mel Gibson.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? These are the guys that the Expendables was fucking made for.
precisely, mate. Precisely. But so that was Die Hard, mate.
That was Die Hard, 2 hours and 12 minutes, which, as I said to Chris at the start of this, I did not realise it was on for that long.
Aye, because it's just action packed, isn't it?
I had this fucking thought that all films were like an hour and a half before 1995 or something.
Aye.
Why?
Because I'm finding that out now. Any action film now, the director's cut, it's like fucking 2 hours, 20 minutes, something like that.
Aye.
That's the norm. But
Exactly. And then it seems to be the norm now for the bigger films like that to release the same film again 6 months later with the edits added on.
Aye.
Fucking Zack Snyder's is the biggest, man, but obviously that's different. That was a fucking abortion of 2 directors and those and all that kind of jazz. But Lord of the Rings, I think the Return of the King's better. Do you know what I mean? What was I trying to say here?
cutscenes.
Bits added in, aye. But well, anyway, that's Die Hard. I hope you enjoyed it, folks. Next week.
It's no Marley and Me. I am never doing Marley and Me.
No, I'll never watch that, ever. Ever.
Well, nah.
I'm still no over K9 and Hooch, Turn on Hooch.
Aye. That's
and I
not
know they
happening.
made a series out of Turn on Hooch, but I'm no for watching it.
No.
No. And having heard what happens I've not heard what happens in Marley and Me, I just know the dog dies, and that's enough for me. I was like,
No,
I'm out.
that's it.
Because I agree to anything. I agree to adverts. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I'm also fucking neck. We're not doing Marley and Me, mate. You're all right. We're cool. We're not doing that. We're going to do an absolute classic, right? and I know you don't know what it is. We are going to be doing 1960 Psycho.
Oh, Big Norman Bates.
The original, black and white. Going to go back to Alfred Hitchcock, and we're going to critique that and talk about that. Hope you're all right with that.
Of course, mate, of course.
Excellent. So I've already purchased it on Amazon, $3.99. Because I'm a good law-abiding citizen. $3.99, that's not so bad for a film. So looking forward to watching that, talking about that next week, and probably try and get it done. But we'll see how my weekend goes. I'm away for the weekend, so it might be this time next week again, mate. But we'll see what happens. Okay. But for now, thank you very much, everybody who get involved in the poll, and for everybody that likes and shares and watches and stuff like that. We're enjoying doing it. It's a bit of fun. We're not looking for fucking groundbreaking results here, but if you enjoy it, let us know you're enjoying it, and we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, mate.
Yes. Well, that's all from me.
That's off of him.
Detonators.
Wow.
See you later.
And action!
You disgust me. Grow up.